good windy day for some sailing. You can tell by the flag there, but today I'm not taking the boat out sailing. I just came down to the marina to check out how my dinghy was doing. Notice that not only was my dinghy full of water, but my neighbor's dinghies aren't looking too hot either, so we're here pumping them out. Wow, look at all that water. That's a nice Catalina dinghy from the rain. Got this one pumping. Look at this. Yeah! Look at that. We're getting it down. It started out around 5-6 inches. Wow, look at this guy. Look at all of that rainwater. Let's go take care of our neighbors. That's how we do it. Gotta help your neighbors out. That's the point of being on a boatyard. We help each other out. Look at this baby go. She's looking pretty though. She's looking real pretty. How'd you make out, Kyron, in this rainstorm? Kyron made out all right. Glad I put those cushions away. They were getting too much UV damage. Next to mine, now onward to the next one. Regular household sump pump. Drop her in. Yeah, she can be submerged. Plug it in, and we're golden. I'm of the principle that says, whatever you do for the least of these, you have done for me. So it's good to do things for others. Let's take care of each other. Let's take care of each other, right? There's enough hatred in this world, enough bitterness, enough fighting. We're gonna make our world a better place. Even if it's just one person at a time, one act of kindness at a time. I just noticed there's a bilge pump in here. Take my jacket off. So either the battery was dead, or a problem might be this automatic float switch is off of its base. There's the base. There's the float switch. Quick test. Well, I'm activating the float switch manually. Nothing's happening. But if you have an automatic float switch, make sure that it's still attached to your base. It must have just popped off. Ew, grease. Can't leave these guys out. They're usually here and give me a hand pulling in, or they help me with the lines when I'm getting ready to set sail. Beautiful thing. There we go. Pumping that water out. Yeah. It's like a fountain. Here's another way to pump it out. I think it's great. Here it comes. This thing's not working right. Something's wrong with it. There's always a bucket you can use to bail out too. But those pumps are pretty good. Yeah. That's how that should have worked. See that water? See that? It does work pretty good. So I don't know if you can see that coming out. These are good to have on board in your dinghy, but it does take a lot of work, so for now we're doing electronic. While that thing's pumping, all right, let's check out what this cabin looks like since our last trip out. There's the cushions from the deck. I put them inside so that they get some protection, because I had left them out all season and I don't like the way the sun was beating up on them, so I'm probably gonna have to redo some of the upholstery on that. What do you think about this bedding? It's pretty cool. I like the colors, and I got memory foam on there. Cut it to size. It's pretty comfortable. I worked on these cushions, memory foam also. Threw some pillows, filled them in myself. I don't know if you can hear the noise that's the sound of that bilge pump pumping. Yep. Yep, we're pumping it out. So I got a couple of bilge pumps in here. It's hooked up to an automatic switch that's on a fuse, and that's always getting some power. So just in case something happens, it'll flip on when I'm not here. Fortunately, my bilge has been pretty dry, so that's always a blessing. And then I also have a manual switch. There's my manual switch. So that's some dirt from pumping out that guy's boat. Manual switch set up. I got switches for the cabin lights, running lights. This is a switch for my depth sounder. I installed that depth sounder this season, and I installed the cigarette lighter too.
No, I don't smoke. So the cigarette lighter is actually the charger for the phone. I
installed a new compass, and some people have been asking about what I use to hold my phone up. It's pretty cool right here. It's adjustable, so that's a good thing to have. Gotta have a level gauge. The level gauge is cool because when you're out there and that thing tilts for you, and you're hitting 30 degrees, 45-degree heel. I hit 45-degree heel once. The rails are in the water, and it's like you're standing up, but you're like sideways. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty cool. First time I did that was with my sailing with my brother when we took this boat out. Man, I thought we were gonna capsize. So I'm like, my brother's name is Ozzy. He's he was a captain, and he captained the ferry, the big ferry. I don't know, was it 420 feet, somewhere around there? It's a pretty big boat. But he's got an O'Day. I think it's 32 or 34 foot O'Day. I'll take that sailing with my nephew soon and make a video for you guys. But anyway, we had taken this boat out, and we were on like a 45-degree heel. I didn't have a level meter to confirm, but just by the rails being in the water and the way that I was standing perpendicular to the water, just straight up. And I thought we were gonna capsize. And he's like, no, this boat's made to do that. So once I saw that we were good, that really took a lot of fear out and then made heeling a little bit more fun. So it's kind of exciting when you kick a heel and you're heeling and you're coasting down the bay. It's awesome. And the level meter helps me to keep track of how far heeled over I am, which is great for the fun aspect, the thrill aspect, but also for the safety aspect, lets me know how far I can actually push my boat. And so I know I can go on a pretty deep heel with this thing, and she loves it. She cuts through that water, cuts through the waves just fine. This boat was built in 1976. This is a 1976 Pearson 26. She's 26 foot, and she can handle the waves pretty good. She can handle the wind pretty good. It's just a matter of trimming the sails properly. So I'm gonna go check on that pump outside and let you guys know how it's going. Look at that baby go. So what techniques do you use to pump out your dinghy? Are you using like a manual pump, a bucket, a bilge pump, or an electric pump? I keep that manual pump on my dinghy, but when there's a lot of rain like this, I gotta go and get this household sump pump. And like I said earlier, this thing really helped save the sinking boat. In addition to, we rigged up an external bilge pump. Somebody rigged it up to power, and we added this. We did another external pump. The gentleman did not want Sea-Tow to use their emergency pump, worried about the cost, but that boat was taking on a lot of water. I'll check and see if I have any pictures of it. I'm not sure if I took any videos or pictures because we were busy trying to save it. So, but yeah, it's good to have something on board. We did end up keeping it afloat and emptying out much of the water. So what happened was he had a hose that had come loose, I believe is what it was, and he was taking out water but didn't do checks prior to heading out. always do your safety checks, check your bills before you head out, because you never know what might have happened before your last trip out. You know, sometimes, like you see here, the emergency float switch might have come loose. That happened to me once. I saw it loose and I just bolted it back down and on its base. But I caught that on a safety check, so I was glad I caught that. I do have more than one bilge pump on my sport fish. That's NIMBY Solitude. But it's good to have extra supplies. It's good to have redundancy of systems. Because look, we are still pumping out this dinghy.
I mean skiff.
Wow.
It's a skiff.
I just noticed there's a bilge pump in here. Let me take my jacket off. You see it? So either the battery was dead, or a problem might be this automatic float switch is off of its base. There's the base. There's the float switch. Quick test. Well, I'm activating the float switch manually. Nothing's happening. But if you have an automatic float switch, make sure that it's still attached to your base. It must have just popped off. Yeah, grease. I made some quick work of my buddy's boat. He's gonna be happy when he comes down to pump it out and finds it all set. I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember, do kindness. Be kind to each other. And as a boating community, we can take care of each other. Take care. KYRON signing out.